صفوفكم فإن تسوية الصفوف من إقامة الصلاة استووا واعتدلوا. Even when you go to the haram, before they start the salah, they always make this announcement. What are they saying? They're repeating the words of the Prophet ﷺ that make sure your lines are straight and there are no gaps in between. When we're praying salah, we have to imagine the way the Prophet ﷺ would straighten the saf in his masjid. He would walk around with an arrow. He would walk around with an arrow, and if somebody's chest was too forward or if somebody was too back, he wouldn't hit him, but he would slightly touch him so that he realizes, wait, I'm not in line. For many of us, our sufoof are okay, but they can be improved. Just a few etiquettes on how we can improve our sufoof. Number one, let's always try to fill the first saf before we start with the second saf. Sometimes you will see that the first saf is only halfway done, and we've started a second, sometimes even a third. Subhanallah, it's so disproportionate that the first saf, 75%, the second saf, 40%, the third saf. If you think about a battle, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala refers to Sahaba as saf, sufoof. Saf is the same thing in battle. If you have a battle and an army is going forward, instead of having the first line of defense strong, it's half the first line over here, the other half is over there, the other half is over there. It's going to be a disarray, it's going to be confusion. So we try to make the sufoof complete, and then we go to the next one. The second piece of advice for everyone, including myself, is when we straighten the sufoof, let's try to make sure there are no unnecessary gaps. Try our best to have shoulder to shoulder. Sometimes we're praying salah, and then, there's just so much of a gap in between. We should allow the person behind us to come in and fill the gaps. If there's still enough space, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَكُمْ تَفَسَّحُوا فِي الْمَجَالِسِ فَافْسَحُوا يَفْسَحِ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. When we're praying salah, I don't need all of this space. If I move a little bit to the side and another brother comes inside, then there's going to be enough space for everybody. Why do I have to be so comfortable that, mashallah, I'm going to sit over here, 5-star treatment? No. Let's try to make the saf complete. Let's try to make sure there's no unnecessary spaces. There are so many etiquettes, but remember, the first step to avoid waswasa, to avoid fawda, to avoid confusion is salah. They say, al-zahiru unwanul batin, that what happens outwardly is a sign of what's happening internally. That if outwardly our sufoof are all disorganized, then that's going to impact our khushu and our khudu. If in our salah outside we have straight sufoof, everybody's making sure they have the adab of the masjid, then subhanallah, it impacts our salah on a different level. I'll give you an example. Think about on the day of Jumu'ah, or think about the day of Eid. When you have fresh clothes, you have very good atar on, you're smelling good, everybody's there, everybody's on top of their game. When you're praying salah, the level of concentration and devotion is completely different. Compare that to Fajr Salah. A lot of times we're just dragging our feet to come. We're just putting on whatever we can just to go and pray Salah. The level of concentration is very different. Why? Because the ulama say, al-zahiru unwanul batin. Some of these outward measures, if we can be cautious and particular about them, it will improve our internal state of praying Salah. So the first thing for all of us, let's make sure our sufoof are straight to the best of our ability, so that our salah and our concentration will also be straight as well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala straighten our hearts, straighten our sufoof, and grant us concentration in our prayers. Inshallah, after the remaining sunan, we're going to have our weekly hadith dars. Everyone is requested to participate. Jazakumullah khairan.